Greetings, YouTube. Just in case the title of this video did not give you a hint to its content, abortion rights are human rights. The only uterus you should have control over is the one you possess. If you don't possess a uterus, you should in fact not have control over any uterus. Period. And the fact that the Republican Party at the moment is doing everything in their power to make sure that women have no autonomy over their own bodies. And in fact, a justice of the Supreme Court has actually explicitly said that they need to get rid of Roe v. Wade so that women will have more babies domestically, so that will then put more babies in the adoption pipeline, which is all part of the white supremacist narrative that there aren't enough white babies being born in America. And their fear is if you don't get more white babies involved in the whole process, they will not, the white race will disappear, which I would, if I could snap my fingers right now and make every person, a white person on this planet become completely and absolutely sterile, I would. And the human species would not even bat an eye at that. We would just keep chugging along. White people are a minority. We are a mutation. Okay? Yes, just get us. Just white people have ruined everything, man, and I'm tired of the fact how much damage we've done in the world. And you can tell me that it's all about, I'm afraid of for my own species or my own race, or I'm a race traitor. I don't give a what bullshit excuse you use. I know enough history to know that white people ruin everything. And if you don't know enough history, that is why you believe the bullshit that you believe. And right now, they're trying to strip women's ability to control their own bodies, to forcing them into having pregnancies. Now, the thing is that you can't ban abortion. You can't. All you can do is ban safe abortions. The number of abortions will not go down. It's just that you will be killing women. Now, I don't know if the white supremacists out there are smart enough to understand this, and the answer to that question is probably no, because if they were smart enough to understand anything, they wouldn't be white supremacists. But a dead woman can't have Aryan babies. So maybe your clever plan of making sure that there's going to be enough Aryan babies in the future is going to have a wrench thrown into it by the fact that the unsafe abortions is going to kill women who then, of course, can't have any babies at all. And I saw a wonderful little meme the other day that it showed two embryos, and it said that, it says the conservatives think of that these have more rights, that these right here are humans, and they're deserving of more rights than the person that carries them. And someone else replied, a conservative replied, it says, well, they deserve rights because someday there'll be a person that said, and then the person that posted it said, the fetus on the left is an elephant and the one on the right is a horse. So yeah, they don't seem to understand that at a certain point, almost all embryos, all mammalian embryos look exactly the same. And we even look the same as some of the reptilian embryos. It's really hard unless you know what you're doing, to tell them apart. Because the evolutionary tree is a little more complex than some people seem to think it is. Life is also more complex in the fact that a fetus is not a human. A human being is a human being. And the human carrying the fetus has rights and privileges and autonomy, and the fetus does not. And if you're going to throw the Bible at me, remember that as far as the Jewish folks were concerned, they didn't even consider the baby to be completely viable until the first month after they're born. And I think in the Christian New Testament section, it's like it's not considered to be a viable baby until it's drawn breath. So if you get rid of the fetus prior to then, that it's A-OK as far as the Bible's concerned. Don't forget how many babies God himself has killed in so many places in the Bible. In fact, if you look at the number of people killed by God as opposed to people killed by Satan, Satan looks a lot more moral. So yeah, don't give me your biblical bullshit. I don't need to hear it. And if your religious beliefs say that you cannot do something, That's on you. Go for it. I don't care. It's got no someone else. Not my circus, not my monkeys. But if your religious beliefs say that I should not be able to do something or someone else should not be able to do something because you believe it, fuck off. Just fuck off. I don't need to hear it. I don't need to see it put into law. You are enacting theocracy. And you may not see the irony in it, as because I know you hate the concept of Sharia law, or Sharia law rather, but that's what you're doing here. You're imposing Sharia law on across America. It's just that it's Christian. It's a Christian form of, you know, theocracy as opposed to Islamic form of theocracy. But it's still theocracy, and it's still hypocritical. The United States of America, a secular nation that has supposed to have a strong separation between church and state, which is actually in favor of the church as much as the state. It does both a good service. Yeah. So abortion rights are human rights, and if you don't like that, tough. The only universe you should be in charge of is the one you possess. You should not have the right to decide what someone else does with their uterus. And a fetus is not a baby. I don't care how much you want to twist it and warp it and how much you squint your eyes and click your heels and say, I want to go home. It doesn't make it reality, you fuckers. You are wrong. You are unethical. You are immoral. And you are trying to kill women. Congratulations. Maybe God will have a special place for you in heaven.